He's doing it again, Mom. Lisa's trembling whisper that night shattered the Johnson family's world. Just a few weeks earlier, they had been brimming with hope as they moved to the new neighborhood. A small house, green lawn, and a brighter future for their 8-year-old daughter. But everything crumbled the moment Lisa boarded the yellow bus under Mr. Miller's hand. He was revered by the community, called the neighborhood babysitter. But to Lisa, he was a nightmare every morning on the way to school. As the entire community fell silent and even blamed Nina instead, one mother would have to fight alone, not just to protect her daughter, but to expose a secret that would send chills through the nation. Can one lone voice be strong enough to topple an entire system of cover-up? Autumn's first winds swept through the suburban rows of houses, rustling the fiery red and gold maples, carpeting the peaceful street with fallen leaves. The Johnson family had just arrived here, with sweet dreams of a fresh start. The modest 2-story house, with its front lawn still damp from the moving truck's tire marks, became a symbol of their sacrifices and determination. Lisa, 8 years old, with curly hair tied in 2 ponytails, bounced around the base of the large oak tree as if discovering a whole new world. She placed her hand on the rough bark, her eyes lighting up. "Mom, can we hang a swing here?" Nina smiled, trying to hide the lingering stresses on her face. Malcolm, the father, stepped out with the last box, sweat beading but his smile unable to conceal his pride. At their first dinner, they sat around a cardboard box serving as a table. 3 slices of pizza were raised, clinking together under the yellow glow of the bare bulb in the empty room. "To a new beginning," Malcolm said, his voice full of confidence. Nina smiled in agreement, but as her gaze drifted to the window, she saw the silhouettes of white neighbors standing at a distance, watching. No greetings, no smiles. Just silent stares, like a question mark hanging in the air. That night, as Lisa drifted off on the bed still messy with tangled sheets and pillows, Nina sat in the quiet living room. The house creaked with the familiar sounds of old wood. Inside, hope mingled with a vague fear. They had moved to this neighborhood for better schools, more opportunities. But would the new home truly bring safety for their daughter? The next morning, dawn broke with pale light stretching across the driveway. Malcolm had rushed off to work, while Nina stood with Lisa at the end of the lane. The little girl clutched her backpack strapped tightly, eyes fixed on the road, lips pressed together. "Remember what we said, sweetheart," Nina reminded softly. Lisa nodded, whispering as if reciting by heart, "Be kind, be yourself. And if anything makes you uncomfortable, speak up." The sound of an engine rumbled from afar. The yellow bus appeared, growing larger before stopping in front of them with a hiss of brakes. The door creaked open. The salt and pepper-haired man behind the wheel leaned down. He smiled, a smile that evoked the warmth of a kindly grandfather. "Good morning. You must be the new one." "Yes, this is Lisa," Nina replied, forcing a smile. "Get on board, little one. I'm Mr. Miller." His voice was deep, seemingly friendly but with a hint of distance somewhere. Lisa hesitated, glancing back at her mother. Nina nodded encouragingly. With a trembling breath, the girl stepped onto the stair. The door closed, the engine roared to life, carrying her away. Nina stood there, heart pounding, an unease creeping in, unexplained. As the bus vanished around the corner, the sky seemed suddenly gloomier. Nina clenched her fists, telling herself, "It's just the first morning. She'll be fine." But an invisible voice inside whispered the opposite. That afternoon, Lisa hopped off the bus steps, backpack swinging, face beaming with a bright smile. She chattered about her new class, the kind teacher, and the playground games. Nina exhaled in relief, her heart easing. But at the end, Lisa mumbled, "The bus driver, he's kinda rude." Then the girl quickly changed the subject. Nina froze, her eyes instinctively seeking Malcolm, who had just returned from work. They exchanged a fleeting look of worry, but he shook his head slightly. Maybe she's just overthinking it. That night, as the house slept, Nina lay awake staring at the ceiling. In her mind, The image of Lisa's hesitant eyes replayed endlessly. The girl's offhand words from the afternoon echoed. Rude, but how? Outside, the yellow bus lay still under the streetlight, like a hibernating beast, waiting for morning to swallow the children into its belly again. All right, dear audience of mine, if you're watching and finding this story interesting, comment number 1, or I'm still here to keep listening, okay? Time passed, and the new house gradually took on the warmth of a true home. Boxes were unpacked, family photos hung on the living room walls, and Lisa's giggles echoed through the hallways. But beneath that cozy facade, there were strange pieces Nina couldn't quite fit together. At first, it was just small changes. Lisa, who once eagerly recounted every detail of school, now answered briefly. When asked about her day, she shrugged. It's fine. When Mom inquired about friends, Lisa forced a smile and steered the conversation elsewhere. One afternoon, Nina passed by her daughter's room and saw Lisa sitting motionless by the window, gaze distant. The afternoon breeze fluttered the curtains, sunlight dancing on the floor, but the girl's face was shadowed as if veiled by an invisible haunt. Lisa, are you okay? Nina asked gently, heart racing. The girl startled, turning back, a hasty smile blooming on her small face. Yes, I'm fine, Mom. But in those once bright eyes, Nina saw only something murky, as if her daughter were hiding a secret she had no words to name. At dinner that night, Lisa pushed her food around the plate, not bothering to take a bite. Malcolm, exhausted after a long drive from the city, tried to lighten the mood with work stories, but Nina barely heard. She only saw her daughter, retreating into her shell. After Lisa went to bed, Nina recounted it to Malcolm. He leaned back in his chair, sighing, voice tinged with irritation. Nina, you're worrying too much. She just changed schools. Of course she needs time. Don't turn everything into something bigger than it is. Nina bit her lip, suppressing her disappointment. Don't you see Lisa acting strange? She's quiet, evasive. Remember the first day, she told us who sat next to her on the bus. Now, Malcolm interrupted, his voice higher than usual. I worry about Lisa too, but you have to understand, my new job is stressful enough. I don't want to come home and get piled on with baseless worries. The kitchen fell silent. Nina clenched her hands, tears glistening at the corners of her eyes. She didn't argue anymore, but inside, a mother's instinct screamed, something's wrong, very wrong. The next day, Nina decided to try a different approach. When picking up Lisa, she led the girl by the hand into the kitchen, handing her a mug of hot milk. The late afternoon sun streamed through the window, gilding the girl's curly hair. Lisa, Nina began gently, I remember you said the bus driver was kinda rude. Can you tell me more? Lisa fidgeted. Her small hands twisted the hem of her shirt, eyes darting around the room as if afraid someone might overhear. After a moment of silence, she whispered, It's nothing, Mom. Just, sometimes he says mean things. Mean? What do you mean, sweetheart? Nina prompted softly, her heart tightening. Lisa hesitated, then suddenly forced a smile. It's okay, Mom, really. I'm just a bit sensitive. Then the girl darted to her room, leaving Nina standing alone in the kitchen, the warm mug still in her hand. Night fell. The house was quiet, only the wind whistling through the cracks. Nina sat on the bed, eyes fixed on the darkness. Beside her, Malcolm slept soundly. She thought of the fleeting fear in her daughter's eyes, the half-truths and hidden words. And for the first time, a chilling thought flashed. What if someone did something to Lisa that she's too scared to tell? A mother's heart pounded, primal fear creeping in, but with it, a flame of determination. If no one believed her, she'd have to uncover the truth herself. That morning, the sky was overcast, clouds heavy as if mirroring Nina's mood. She stood with Lisa at the end of the lane, hand on the girl's shoulder, eyes locked on the approaching yellow bus. The engine rumbled, the door opening with the familiar creak. Mr. Miller leaned down, his smile as friendly as ever. Lisa stepped onto the stair, her small figure swallowed into the bus's dim interior. As the door closed, Nina felt her heart clench involuntarily. The bus pulled away, rounding the corner. Nina took a deep breath, hurrying inside. Her trembling hands grabbed the keys, throwing on a thin jacket. In the old SUV's rearview mirror, her face appeared tense, eyes deep with unspoken fear. She started the engine. It roared to life. For the first time, Nina decided to follow. The yellow bus stood out against the leaf-shrouded suburban road. She kept a safe distance, unseen. Each time the bus stopped, she watched from afar. Kids swarmed on, laughing, backpack thuds echoing. But one thing chilled Nina. Lisa was always the last one to board, even though other kids waited at the same stop. As if Miller deliberately held her back, separating her from the crowd. Nina's hands gripped the wheel until her knuckles whitened. Inside, a cold wind swept through, leaving a fear unnamed. When the bus reached school, she parked across the street. From behind the tinted glass, Nina watched every movement. Mr. Miller stepped down, his usual smile in place, gait leisurely like a kindly grandfather. He leaned in, placing a hand on Lisa's shoulder, whispering something. Lisa nodded, slightly, shoulders hunching, eyes flickering with confusion. From afar, Nina couldn't hear, but her heart twisted. The gesture was too intimate, too private. With the other kids, he just nodded, waved, never touched. Nina drove home, mind reeling. Everything she'd seen seemed too vague, not enough evidence to accuse, but too unusual to ignore. At her desk, she tried to open her laptop, but the screen's glow blurred before her haunted eyes. Questions swirled. Why was Lisa always last? Why did Miller touch her? And why did Lisa fear mentioning him? That afternoon, picking up Lisa from the bus, Nina observed more closely. Her daughter's face lit up talking about school, but when the ride came up, her eyes shadowed. The story cut short, Lisa changed topics quickly. An invisible wall rose between mother and child, leaving Nina feeling helpless. The next day, determination sharper, Nina drove the route from afar, noting each stop. She noticed something odd. At every halt, Miller lingered extra seconds, scanning around before opening the door. As if checking for watchers, Nina's heart raced wildly. She no longer doubted. Something was hidden beneath the facade of this man revered by the whole neighborhood. In the following days, the obsession grew. Nina ate little, slept poorly. At night, in the quiet house, she sat alone by the window, staring into the darkness. The yellow bus haunted her mind like a ghost. One afternoon, in an effort to find answers, Nina took Lisa to the park. She sat on a bench, watching her daughter swing. Her mind still spun with what she'd seen, the incomplete pieces. Suddenly, a voice pulled her from her thoughts. "Nice day, isn't it?" Nina looked up to see Sarah, the middle-aged white neighbor. Sarah smiled, eyes seemingly friendly. Nina nodded, inviting her to sit. At first, talk circled weather, the neighborhood, moving challenges. But when Nina subtly mentioned Mr. Miller, the air shifted instantly. Sarah's face darkened, smile vanishing. "What did you say?" "Mr. Miller is a good man. He's driven kids here for decades. You just moved in, and now you dare question him?" Her voice was icy, laced with contempt. Nina was speechless, feeling like she'd hit a wall of thick prejudice. Sarah stood, walking away, leaving bitter words hanging in the air. From afar, Lisa had stopped swinging, eyes wide with worry watching her mom. On the way home, Nina held her daughter's hand, forcing a smile, but her heart heavy. Sarah's fierce reaction only confirmed a dark truth being concealed. That night, Nina sat alone in the living room, darkness enveloping. She recalled Lisa's fearful eyes, Miller's hand on her shoulder, Sarah's hostile tone. It all pieced into a murky picture, and she knew, to protect her child, she couldn't wait any longer. Dear audience, pause for a moment to hit subscribe to the channel before watching the main part of the story, but only if you truly empathize with what I'm sharing here. And leave a comment below letting me know where you're watching from and what time it is now. It's fascinating to see everyone from all over joining us. In the days after the tense encounter with Sarah, the atmosphere in the Johnson home seemed to settle. The kitchen bustled with the aroma of hot food, knives chopping rhythmically on the wooden counter. In the living room, Lisa chattered about a new playground game, her voice clear and echoing through the house, as if nothing had ever been amiss. Malcolm sat in his chair, loosening his tie, face etched with fatigue but lighting up at his daughter's smile. He nodded, occasionally interjecting questions, eyes gleaming with pride. To him, this was proof Nina had worried too much. Nina observed quietly. She saw Lisa talking more, smiles appearing more often, but deep in her eyes, something lingered of vigilance, a fleeting fear when the bus ride was mentioned. It passed so quickly it was hard to catch, but enough to tighten a mother's heart. One morning, autumn sunlight bathed the suburban houses. Lisa slung her backpack, stepping out with her parents. The yellow bus slowly turned the corner, gleaming under the Sunday mister. Miller leaned through the door, friendly smile on his silver-speckled face. Lisa glanced at her mom, eyes hesitant. Nina bent down, touching her hand, whispering encouragement. The girl took a breath, climbed the steps. The door closed. The yellow vehicle sped away, leaving dust and a lingering silence. Nina stood there, smile forced, a undercurrent surging inside. She knew she couldn't dismiss the fear, but lacked evidence. Sometimes, silence was more terrifying than confessions. In the following weeks, life seemed to return to normalcy. Malcolm left early for work, returned late, often with small gifts for Lisa. In the house, laughter followed laughter, family meals warmed. The neighborhood entered fall, Halloween lights strung along porches, children's giggles echoing. Nina began wondering if she'd imagined too far. Maybe Lisa just needed time to adjust. Maybe Mr. Miller was just a grumpy old man unaccustomed to change. Maybe Sarah's outburst was simply over-defensive. One afternoon, when Lisa returned home, her face glowed with joy. She showed off a colored drawing displayed in class, boasted about a new friend sharing cookies at lunch. Nina sat beside, listening, heart gradually soothing. She even caught herself smiling genuinely. That evening, as Lisa slept soundly, Nina stepped onto the porch, inhaling the autumn breeze deeply. Stars twinkled in the deep black sky, their gentle light scattering over the roof. Perhaps this was a sign things were settling. But peace, sometimes, is just a thin veil hiding an approaching storm. One late afternoon, the sky gloomier than usual. Nina prepared a snack in the kitchen, eyes glancing at the clock. Nearly 4. Bus time for Lisa. She arranged apples and cookies on a plate, setting it on the counter. Outside the window, the street remained empty. 4:15. Nina began pacing. She peered out, but the street stayed still, no familiar engine sound. Unease rose, heart quickening. 4:30. Worry turned to panic. Nina grabbed her phone, fingers trembling as she called Malcolm. She tried keeping her voice steady, but her throat choked. Lisa hasn't come home. Malcolm's voice tense on the line, promising to leave work immediately. Nina called the school. The receptionist said all buses had returned to the depot, none still on the road. Nina's heart plummeted. Her daughter wasn't at school, not on the bus, not home. The world spun, blood roaring in her ears, drowning all else. As darkness fell, the clocks ticking sliced like knives into fragile patience. Nina grabbed keys, about to rush out searching when a rattle sounded at the front door. She whirled around. Lisa entered. Clothes rumpled, hair disheveled, face pale as if through a storm. Her eyes wide, gaze filled with fear, shame, and something unnameable. Nina enveloped her, relief and panic mixing. Malcolm arrived just then, face lined with anxiety. In her parents' arms, Lisa trembled. Then, in a whisper nearly dissolving into the air, she said, "He did it again." The room silenced. That vague but weighty confession hung in the space, cleaving the Johnson family's world in two. Nina and Malcolm looked at each other, eyes horrified. All the suppressed fears, every intuition from the past weeks, now erupted into undeniable truth. The living room dim under the lamp's glow, shadows stretching long on the walls. Nina and Malcolm sat close on either side, Lisa wedged between like fragile glass, the air heavy, each breath echoing like a drum. Lisa bowed her head, small hands fidgeting with her shirt hem. Her body shook, breath staccato. Nina placed a hand on her back, feeling the heart thumping like a panicked bird. Malcolm sat opposite, fists clenched, veins bulging on his hands, anger simmering but restrained. It took a long while before Lisa spoke, her voice so small, just a whisper. "He doesn't like kids like me." The words hung, sharp as a knife slicing the thick air. Nina shivered. Malcolm closed his eyes, inhaling deeply, jaw clenched. Lisa continued, each word like a scrape across flesh. "He says I don't belong in this neighborhood, that my skin's too dark to ride his bus." The room stilled. All explanations, all maybe she's imagining assumptions vanished. This was raw truth, laid bare from the child's own mouth. Tears rolled down Lisa's cheeks. She looked up, eyes tear-filled at her parents, then quickly down again, as if facing them might make her words disappear. "He said if I told anyone, he'd drop me off in the middle of the road, where no one would find me." Nina hugged her tight, body shuddering. Inside, guilt surged like a tidal wave. She'd sensed it, intuited, but hadn't stopped it soon enough. In that moment, Nina was both the anguished mother and witness to her daughter's wound. Malcolm sprang up, pacing the room like a caged lion. He balled his fists, slamming the table edge with a resounding thud. But anger couldn't replace the stark truth he'd just heard. Lisa, still in Nina's arms, whispered on. "One time, he stopped the bus, told everyone to get off, except me. Then he told me to go outside, stand alone on the empty road. He said, if I told my parents, no one would believe, because he's the good guy, and I'm just a little black kid." Nina felt her blood run cold. All the scattered pieces from before suddenly fit, the fearful eyes, Lisa's silences, the afternoons by the window. The truth was more horrific than she'd imagined. Malcolm halted mid-room, turning to his daughter. His eyes bloodshot, voice hoarse from suppressed emotion. He knelt, taking her small hand, speaking slowly, trembling. "What you said, it's never your fault." Lisa burst into sobs, tiny body curling in her parents' arms. Nina pressed her cheek to the girl's hair, tears mingling with her daughter's. Outside the window, darkness cloaked the quiet neighborhood, streetlights casting mocking glow on the empty road. The world around remained serene, while inside the house, a truth had shattered the false shell of safety. Nina lifted her head, eyes unusually resolute. In her chest, pain turned to determination. If this whole community chose silence, she wouldn't. If they turned their backs, she'd stand tall. Because Lisa couldn't fight alone. Malcolm rose, grabbing his phone. His finger hovered over the 9 hesitating seconds. He knew once he dialed, nothing would be the same. The door would open to shame, judgment, suspicious stares. But he also knew silence meant betraying his daughter. Nina looked at him, nodding slightly. Consent without words. The dialing tone rang in the silent room. 911. The dispatcher's voice emerged from the speaker, cool but firm. Malcolm swallowed, then spoke. Words broke out. "Heavy. We need to report. The bus driver. He's harmed our daughter." In that moment, the fragile boundary was erased. No turning back. Nina held Lisa tight, a new fear rising in her heart. From now on, their family faced not just one bad man, but a community ready to protect him. But she also knew the truth was spoken. And from now, no more silence. Sirens wailed from afar, tearing the quiet night. Red and blue lights flashed, reflecting off windows in the peaceful neighborhood. Nina clutched Lisa, heart pounding with each siren pulse. Malcolm stood at the door, back straight, face etched with resolve. The door opened. 2 officers entered. A middle-aged white man, tall and lean, eyes cautious. Beside him, a young black female cop, eyes warm but alert. They introduced themselves, tones professional. Nina barely heard, everything sounding distant. Lisa sat on the couch, pitifully small. The female officer knelt to her level, gently prompting. Answers came in choked sobs, scattered pieces forming a haunting picture. Lisa's trembling account sliced the air, weighing the room heavier. The male cop noted, face unreadable. Occasionally he looked up, eyes hinting doubt. Malcolm saw it, fists tightening, anger boiling. Nina tried staying calm, but inside, every vein burned. When the story ended, silence enveloped. The male cop cleared his throat. This is a serious allegation. Mr. Miller is a longtime community member. We need to verify thoroughly. Nina sat up, eyes flashing fire. Are you saying my daughter is lying? Her voice sharp, pinning the man. The female officer interjected, tone soothing. He means we need evidence. The child's word is important, but we require a full investigation. Malcolm turned away, jaw clenched, holding back the undercurrent. He understood the system, understood that to many, a black girl's word weighed less than a respected white man's. As they left, Nina requested to go along. They hesitated, but the female nodded. You can wait in the car. The street quiet, yellowish streetlights. The patrol car slowed before the neat two-story house, lawn trimmed like carpet. A false normalcy cloaked the place. Nina peered through the glass, stomach twisting. The door opened. Miller appeared, in gray sweater, face puzzled but quickly defensive. He said something, voice carrying in the night, then crossed arms, shaking head firmly. The male officer nodded, noting. From the car, Nina watched, breath-catching. The scene like theater, the kindly-looking man denying all, while they, the outsiders in this neighborhood, were forced to prove the truth. When police returned to the car, the male officer's face somber. He denies it, says he's never done anything inappropriate, never discriminated. His voice flat as reading a report. Nina wanted to scream, but words stuck, the world turning its back. Then suddenly, a voice from across the street. Wait. A woman rushed over, steps quick, breathless. Another neighborhood, mom, one of the rare African descent. Her eyes anxious but determined. I heard. I need to speak. Her voice shook, but carried the weight of long-suppressed truth. Mr. Miller. He treated my child the same way. We didn't dare say. We just decided to drive our kids ourselves, instead of letting them ride with him. 1. A wave of hope flooded Nina. Evidence. Confirmation. No longer just her daughter's word. The female officer nodded, more serious. We need your formal statement. Her eyes met Nina's, a silent understanding, like two mothers sharing pain. The male cop, initially skeptical, now shifted expression. He noted details, voice less cold. The second witness shattered the silence wall. In the hours that followed, more police arrived. The neat house lit up. Questions rang out, notes thickening. The community stirred, neighbor lights flickering in the night. A few doors cracked, figures watching from afar. Nina stood on the roadside, hand gripping Malcolm's. Inside, a strange mix, relief, but deepest sorrow. Truth emerging, but at the cost of a brewing opinion storm. At dawn, Miller was led away in cuffs. Flashing lights reflected on his aged face, hiding anger under calm. Neighbors silent, some whispering, cold stares toward the Johnson family. Nina watched, heart no triumphant wave, but heavy. She knew this was just the beginning. Are you still here, dear audience? Cue me, pause to relax a bit, maybe drink a glass of water, then keep listening to the captivating content, okay? Comment number 1 if you find this story interesting. Don't forget to hit subscribe to the channel. Dawn scattered pale golden light over the suburban street, but tension hung like a furnace. News of Mr. Miller's arrest spread fast, and soon media vans dotted the lawn before the Johnson house. Cameras, mics, glaring lights beamed at windows, turning the two-story home into the eye of a media storm. Nina stood by the window, arms around Lisa, trying to draw a smile on her daughter's face. But inside, persistent unease lingered. Over the past week, She'd wrestled between relief and fear. The community might side with them or turn away, drowning the Johnsons in suspicious glares. Malcolm approached, hand on his wife's shoulder, his eyes mixed worry and resolve. "We did the right thing," he said, voice low, but Nina knew this reassurance couldn't dispel the pressure looming outside. Before the house, a group of parents gathered, some curious, some hostile. Whispers quickly turned to argument. A few white parents doubted the Johnsons exaggerating. A few black parents stood with them, eyes resolute, reflecting shared fears. The neighborhood suddenly a tense battlefield between truth and prejudice. Nina and Malcolm knew they couldn't just stand still. They had to do more than protect Lisa. They had to stand for all kids who might encounter Miller, for those without voice. Protecting their daughter became social responsibility, heavy but necessary. In the following days, Nina joined a diverse parent committee to monitor and improve school safety. They proposed cameras on all buses, anonymous hotlines for students and parents, and cultural sensitivity training for all staff. Each proposal weighed carefully, knowing one misstep could be twisted against them. The Johnson family's story spread quickly. Media covered, headlines screaming, "Racist bus driver terrorizes black children." Some outlets softened, turning it sensational, but Nina and Malcolm didn't get swept up. They focused on gathering evidence, community meetings, keeping Lisa safe. One afternoon, helping Lisa with homework, Nina heard a knock. She opened to Sarah, the neighbor who'd raged in the park weeks before. Her eyes sad, voice trembling. "I owe you an apology. I was wrong to dismiss your concerns. I'm sorry for how I treated you." Nina stood stunned. In recent weeks, she'd imagined worse. But this unexpected apology like a lifeline, reminding change was possible, hope remained. Nina smiled gently. "Thank you for saying that. It means a lot." Lisa beside, eyes wide, gaze sparkling with vague joy. She saw speaking truth could change the world around. The trial day arrived, courtroom packed with parents, teachers, reporters, families who'd witnessed Miller's behavior. Testimonies presented, evidence, witnesses emerging, building to climax. Media and public pressure weighed on all involved. Nina sat behind Lisa, arms tight around her daughter. Each of Lisa's testimony words echoed in her mind, reminding all the pain, fear, tears had value. Malcolm beside, eyes steadfast, like a fortress guarding daughter and truth. After days of trial, verdict came. Miller convicted, heavy sentence reflecting abuse of power, racism, child threats. Relief washed over the Johnsons. Nina hugged Lisa, whispering, "You did it, sweetheart. You're so brave." Lisa looked at her mom, small smile blooming. In her eyes, confidence flooded, vitality returned. She'd learned truth and courage could change a community. In the months after, the neighborhood healed. New school policies implemented. Bus cameras recorded every move. Anonymous reporting gave students voice. Parents organized experience-sharing meetings, strengthening bonds. Small but solid steps, like bricks paving a truly inclusive foundation. One spring morning, Lisa boarded the new bus, a black female driver, kindly smile welcoming each student. She turned back, waving to Mom. Nina on the porch, deep breath, fresh air filling lungs. She felt hope, faith, knowing their actions made a difference. Not perfect, challenges ahead, but the Johnsons proved courage's power, speaking for right. They turned pain into growth, learning justice, though hard, always worth it. By the window, watching Lisa chat with new friends on the bus, Nina smiled, her heart full of caution but optimism. Family stood firm, fought, changed community. She knew challenges loomed, but now, no fear of darkness. Spring sunlight stretched over the quiet street, sweeping dewy leaves. Sky wide open, reflecting what the Johnsons fought for. Hope, safety, future, where every child felt loved, valued, at home. Nina breathed deep, gazing silently. This moment they conquered the storm, but also start of journey continuing change. Teaching daughter courage and truth endure, even darkest places. Spring sunlight blazed across suburban roofs, brightening each dewy leaf. The Johnsons' two-story house now quiet, but not fearful silence, serene with hope. Lisa ran the lawn, her laughter echoing like drums, dispelling haunts once cloaking corners. Nina on the porch, arms tight around daughter. Her eyes watched, seeing smile return, confidence rise. Each run proved truth's power, mother's unwavering courage and resolve. Malcolm emerged, arms encircling wife and child, family pausing on porch, feeling breaths, life's rhythm peaceful again. Weeks passed, quiet street changed. New reporting system at school, new buses with cameras, drivers trained on cultural sensitivity and student safety. Parents organized meetings, sharing experiences, raising awareness. Small steps firm, like foundation bricks for truly inclusive environment. Lisa, now more confident, boarded bus one golden morning. Driver black woman, kindly smile, welcoming each with warmth. Girl turned, waved to mom, eyes bright with joy and trust. Nina smiled, knowing protecting daughter created real change, not just for family but kids once at risk. But Nina knew it wasn't over. Change a long journey. Unforeseen challenges, uneradicated prejudices, shadows could rise anytime. But now, Johnson's learned facing, standing firm, fighting right, power and persistence, and brave action. Nina watched daughter play, heart full emotion, recalled sleepless nights, tailing yellow bus, Lisa's fearful eyes first revealing truth. Memories now fuel, reminding vigilance and resolve could alter fate. Malcolm beside, holding wife's hand tight, eyes full faith they'd overcome darkness together. In that peaceful space, Nina told herself justice not just punishing one bad man. Justice building community where every child's safe, heard, valued. They'd shown Lisa standing for right's power. Despite hostility, prejudice, public pressure. New bus pass street, signal lights blinking, reminder world turns, each responsibility endless. Lisa glanced back at mom, beaming smile. In eyes, Nina saw faith, courage, desire better world. In that moment, Nina knew they'd done more than protect child. Sowed change's seed in community, hope, courage. Seed would grow, spread, help other kids avoid Lisa's fear. Nina breathed deep, inhaling clean air, feeling family warmth, changing community. New challenges ahead, but now allowed hope for Lisa, family, future, every child safe, valued, home. Story not ended. Under brilliant spring sky, birdsong, and rustling leaves, Nina realized protecting daughter just beginning. True change from persistent actions, those daring stand for right, no matter hardship. With Lisa laughing, Malcolm holding wife and child tight, family firm in sunlight, Nina knew they'd won first darkness, but continue fighting justice, inclusion, no rest, no silence. Continue, sowing hope, young hearts, journey, power, courage, love leading. Spring brimmed light, not just golden sun on roofs or clean roads, but light new opportunities, slow sure changes community. Johnson's weathered storm, now standing post-storm peace, beginning see power from own actions spreading. Lisa stepped yard, shoes muddied after afternoon play with new friends. Stopped, head up sky gazing, eyes bright joy and confidence. Smiles once hesitant now radiant. New protected, heard, trusted. Trust gave Lisa strength once undreamt. Nina watched from porch, eyes following each leap, heart emotion full, each gesture. Smile proof tireless efforts past months. Persistence and courage created real change, not just daughter but surrounding community. Malcolm beside, arm over wife's shoulder, eyes distant street. Realized recent battle opened new door, not just one family or school issue. Powerful message, each person make difference. Persistent actions, though small, challenge prejudice, change world around. Following weeks, community truly awoke. Few white families, after direct talks with Johnsons, began re-examining attitudes, realizing silence before injustice complicity. Community meetings lively, no longer soulless debates, but sharing, listening, learning places. School implemented cultural sensitivity education programs, trainings on recognizing, preventing racism. Buses fitted cameras, anonymous student reporting smooth. Seemingly small changes accumulated power, making every neighborhood child safer. Lisa, day by day, matured. Began sharing school fun stories, new games, diverse friends once shy around. Each story, smile, proved children's extraordinary resilience when loved, protected. Lisa's eyes no longer haunted, full hope, ready new challenges. Nina, new journey unfinished. Old prejudices not fully gone, skeptics remained. But now not alone. Malcolm, community, speaking families formed protective shield, blocking darkness return. One afternoon, Nina and Lisa attended parent meeting. Watched daughter confidently chat other kids, Lisa proactively sharing story. No longer fear or anxiety, but courage and justice lesson. Empathetic eyes from other parents showed Lisa and Johnson's story inspired, chain reaction in community. Malcolm watched daughter quietly, realizing power not just parents' words or actions, but child daring speak. Lisa living proof truth encourages power. Each grass step, each lip smile, declaration, justice, world-changing ability. Even smallest scope. Night fell, two-story house quieter ever. Nina by window, hand on Malcolm's shoulder. Both gazed moonlit stretching street, lit houses blinking future promise. New, the one first darkness, still duty. Maintain inclusive community, protect kids from prejudice. Sow hope other young hearts. Lisa slept deeply bed, dreaming happy school days. New friends, safe games, world belonging. Nina closed eyes softly, deep breath, feeling peaceful breath. New family did right, but realized change journey ongoing. Before them, awakening community. Kids gradually learning courage and justice value. Parents understanding silence could kill children's safety and hope. In Nina, Malcolm, Lisa, people stood up, despite fear, sowing change seed. Moonlight bathed two-story house, silvering tiles, slipping through Lisa's window. Reminder, though darkness once rose, light existed in persistent action, brave heart, tireless love and protection. Nina watched sleeping daughter, dreamy smile lips. New Lisa no longer first bus fearful girl. Grown, learned, standing firm. Lit hope other kids. In that moment, two-story house not just shelter, proof family power, courage, faith every action, however small, so change. Justice seed sown, grow, spread, touch other hearts, someday better world. Summer gently flooded suburban neighborhood, warm light evenly streets and white fences. Johnson's now past challenging months. Lisa ran front lawn, black curls flying, radiant smile no fear shadow lingering. New protected, heard, invisible but enduring heart strength. Nina porch, hand still daughter's shoulder. Eyes followed each run, each child smile living proof journey family endured. Malcolm beside, hand Nina's shoulder, eyes distant street once witnessed fears and doubts, felt new power spreading, not just family but community. Past months, neighborhood changed, parent meetings, forums, sharing stories, experiences, proposing student safety solutions, cultural sensitivity education programs implemented, buses camarade, anonymous reporting gave kids voice. Each step, though small, difference-making, hope seeding unprotected kids. Lisa now far more confident. Shared friends, new games, sometimes recounted story-proof truth encourage world-changing. Each friend or teacher empathetic glance recognition endured. This growth priceless reward Johnson's earned through persistence, patience, unconditional love. One afternoon, Nina took Lisa nearby park. Other kids ran, laughed, vivid picture every child participating, respected. Nina realized protecting daughter spread wide, not just helping Lisa but opening opportunities other kids learn, standing up, self-protecting, truth-speaking. Malcolm watched quietly, feeling spreading power community. Realized Though darkness once existed, courage and persistence light overcome all prejudice and fear. Family no longer just victims or witnesses. Change seeds, proof each individual impactful. Following days, parents organized child protection from racism and latent violence discussions. Shared stories, personal experiences, built strong support system together. Lisa witnessed unity, learned power not just self but community, everyone standing for right. One morning, Lisa boarded new bus. Driver black woman, warm smile, sincerely concerned welcoming each student. Turned back, waved mom, eyes sparkling faith and safety. Nina porch, deep breath, clean air lungs. Proof all efforts, persistent actions, real change creating. But Nina knew journey not ended. Change long process, many challenges ahead. Few glances still unaccepting, prejudices existing. But now, learned, standing firm, persisting, most important, sowed hope, young hearts, other kids knowing not alone. Night, two-story house quiet. Nina window, hand Malcolm's shoulder, moonlit street gazing. Everything seemingly peaceful, but light and shadow ever companions. Family power and standing firm, facing, brave acting. Lisa bed deep sleep, eyes peaceful, dreams full happy school days. Good friends, games safe, world belonging. Nina deep breath, feeling child warmth. Malcolm eyes faith. Johnson's overcame darkness, sowed change seed, now ready forward stepping, next steps in unending journey. Moonlight window slipped, silvering roof and lawn, reminding darkness could return. But courage, love, justice light always existed. Hope seeds sown Lisa's heart, surrounding community. Someday grow, spread, world making every child safe, valued, truly home feeling. That peaceful moment, Nina knew Johnson's did miraculous. Turn pain strength, fear courage, darkness guiding light future generations. Not just protected daughter, sowed hope, forward steps, continuing, light spreading. New chapter, opening every child, dreaming safe, loving, fair future. Early morning suburban neighborhood, gentle sun through old trees, lighting each roof, dewy lawn. Johnson's past first post-incident summer, everything quieter but deeper. Lisa front yard ran, clear laughter echoing. But now eyes held confidence and resolve once unseen. Nina porch side, hand daughter's shoulder, watching Lisa free playing, feeling each breath. Heart peaceful pride mingled feeling. Past months, watched each growth step, from early hesitant fear days to now. Lisa confidently story recounting, facing all eyes, truth standing. Nina realized daughter protecting journey not just saved Lisa from darkness, but community sowed courage and justice seeds. Malcolm adjacent standing, hand wife's shoulder, eyes distant street once fears and doubts recording, now faith and hope bright. Past changes clearer ever. Parent meetings, no longer info exchanges, but forums, parent sharing, learning, coordinating, child protection. School regular cultural sensitivity programs, buses full surveillance camered, anonymous student reporting safe truth speaking. Each step, though small, impactful, future paving every child protected. Lisa now no longer first bus fearful girl. School stories, friends, colorful experiences sharing with joy and confidence. Each story proof kids loved, protected extraordinary resilience and growth. Each friend teacher empathetic glance, proof truth and courage spreading. Painful experience turning personal and community strength lesson. One afternoon, Johnson's attended school-organized small festival. Kids ran, laughter echoed space, vivid picture every child, voice having, participating, valued. Nina daughter observed, emotion full heart, realizing Lisa protection journey family beyond impact, sowed courage seeds other young hearts. Malcolm beside standing, spreading power realizing, family not just personal darkness overcome, change core, living proof each brave action, though small, deep wide impacting. That power not just Lisa protecting, but community view, changing on justice, safety, child respect. Lisa growing, confidence clearer day by day. No longer past experience avoiding when speaking. Instead, story turning into protection right and courage message. Classmate teacher, empathetic eyes proof truth always valuable. Small voice difference making. Johnson's two-story house became spirit anchor, not just Lisa but other neighborhood families. Nina Malcolm regular meetings, organizing, experience, and child protection strategies sharing. Talks gradually foundation for united community, everyone listening learning, empathizing, acting in justice preventing. One morning, Lisa new bus boarded, black female driver, kindly smile, each student welcoming. Back turned, mom waved, eyes faith and safety sparkling. Nina porch standing, deep breath, morning air fresh filling, brave, persistent actions real, change creating evidence. But Nina knew, though family front darkness won, journey unfinished. Prejudices still, challenges existing, community, continuous strengthening needing. Daughter protection just start, all children safe. Inclusive environment, creating long-term task, patience, courage, unity, needing. Night, two-story house quietest. Nina window standing, hand Malcolm's shoulder, moonlit street gazing. Everything seemingly serene, but light shadow always paired. Family power, standing firm ability, challenge facing, brave acting. Lisa bed deep sleep, eyes peaceful, dreams full fun school days, good friends, world safe valued. Nina deep breath, child warmth feeling. Malcolm eyes faith sensing. Johnson's darkness overcome, change seed sown, now ready forward marching, unending journey next part, preparing. Moonlight window through, roof and lawn silvering, reminding darkness once present, but courage, heart, love, justice light always existing, hope seeds sown, someday grow, spread, world creating every child safe, respected, loved future dreaming. That faith with Nina, Malcolm, Lisa, ready standing forward steps, knowing protection, building, justice spreading journey never ending, each new day hope sowing, change creating, future generations light cultivating opportunity. Summer morning light full, gentle wind through large trees, rustling porch roofs, whispering change stories. Johnson's porch standing, changed street down looking. Once quiet witness fear and injustice roads now awakened. Children laughter, parent chats, goodwill, and caution eyes replacing prior suspicion. Lisa lawn ran, arms wind catching, lips smile radiant, but no longer hesitant. Learn speaking up power, courage, and persistence. Each run step, small child voice surrounding souls touching, attitudes and prejudices changing proof. Alright, dear audience of mine, if you're watching and finding this story interesting, comment number 1, or I'm still here to keep listening, okay? Nina behind daughter standing, hand Lisa's shoulders still hugging, emotion full heart. Past months, each change, each growth step monitored. From early Lisa hesitant fear days to now, story own recounting daring, straight everyone eyes looking, truth, standing. Nina knew, daughter protecting journey long-term progress seeds community sowing. Malcolm beside standing, eyes street following. Realized true power not just one child fear protecting, but positive influence whole neighborhood spreading ability. Created environment, kids respected, protected, taught justice always valuable, despite prejudice or society pressure. Following weeks, change deeper. Community meetings no longer meaningless debates but learning sharing planning child protection forums. Anonymous reporting system kids safe and justice speaking feeling. Teachers, bus drivers, school staff, thorough trained, racism recognizing, improper behavior, timely responding. Each small but continuous action, strong impact, creating, wide safety net forming. Lisa now not just fear experience girl, living courage, power proof, friends, teachers, empathetic eyes, proof speaking up never meaningless. Learned own storytelling not just self-protecting, but similar situation kids protecting too. One afternoon, Johnsons attended nearby park festival. Kids ran, laughter space echoing. Vivid picture every child participating feeling valued. Nina realized Lisa protection journey power spread. Not just her, but whole community. Other kids learned courage, injustice identifying, needed support seeking way. Malcolm quiet watching, family change core becoming realizing, small brave action prejudice shaking, long-term positive impact creating proof. That power not just Lisa protecting but other kids' faith and hope sowing. World opening every child respected safe. Following days, Nina Malcolm continued parent meetings, maintaining student and community support programs building. Other families began standing up, own stories sharing, together coordinating injustice preventing. Community gradually strong protection network forming. Everyone listening learning, empathizing, acting. One morning, Lisa knew bus boarded. Black female driver warm smile. Each student sincerely welcoming. Back turned, mom waved, eyes full faith. Nina porch standing, deep breath, child warmth and Malcolm eyes faith feeling. Family fought, daughter protected, simultaneously strong inclusive community foundation creating. But Nina knew challenges not ended. Prejudices existing, neighborhood skeptics still, community continuous strengthening needing, hope sown, but care nurturing needed seeds growing spreading. Night, house quiet. Nina window standing, hand Malcolm's shoulder, moonlit street looking. Street lights future promise blinking like. Everything seemingly peaceful, but Nina knew light shadow always paired. Power and firm standing, challenge facing, brave acting. Lisa bed deep sleep, eyes peaceful, dreams full fun school days, good friends, world safe valued. Nina deep breath, child warmth feeling, Malcolm eyes faith sensing, Johnson's change seed sown, journey not ended knowing. Doors not closed, ahead countless lights spreading, hope sowing, other kids protecting opportunities. Moonlight window through, roof and lawn silvering, reminding darkness return possible. But courage, love, justice, light always existing. Hope seeds sown, someday grow, spread, world creating every child safe, respected, loved future dreaming. That faith with Nina, Malcolm, Lisa forward steps ready standing, knowing protection, building, justice spreading journey never ending. Each new day hope sowing, change creating, future generations light, cultivating opportunity. Summer morning light full. Birds chirping echoing from large trees, welcoming new day changed suburban neighborhood. Johnson's front yard stepped, clean air breathing. Everything still quiet, but no longer fears silence. Instead hopeful peace, from endured challenging months, crystallized. Lisa yard around ran, small feet grass rhythmic, radiant smile, eyes bright faith and confidence. New protected, that extraordinary heart strength bringing. Each run step, each smile, proof courage and persistence, world around changing. Small, loving community, starting. Nina porch side standing, hand lightly daughter's shoulder placing. Lisa each movement silent watching. Heart peaceful deep pride mingled feeling. Past months, each growth step monitored, from early hesitant fear days to now. Lisa confidently owns story recounting. Everyone eyes straight looking, truth standing. Nina realized daughter protecting not just Lisa darkness saving, but community courage and justice seed sowing. Malcolm adjacent standing, hand wife's shoulder placing, eyes distant street looking. Realized family no longer just victims or witnesses. Change core becoming, proof small brave actions long-term impacting. That power not just daughter protecting, but other kids spreading. Once fear living people faith sowing. Following weeks, community gradually awakening. Once silent families now standing up, stories sharing, learning coordinating child protection. Community meetings forums becoming. Everyone listening learning, empathizing, together acting. School regular cultural sensitivity education programs, implementing, buses camera equipped, anonymous student reporting safe, truth-speaking feeling. Each small but continuous action, strong difference creating. Lisa now first bus fear girl no longer. School friends new experiences colorful sharing with joy and confidence. But now story told confident, determined. Friends, teachers, empathetic eyes, proof truth, and courage, spreading power, painful experience, personal community, strength lesson turning. One afternoon, Johnsons attended nearby park festival. Kids ran, laughter space echoing, vivid picture every child, participating voice having, valued. Nina, daughter observed, realizing Lisa protection journey, other kids opportunities, opening courage learning, injustice identifying, reacting, needed, support seeking. Malcolm quiet standing, spreading power feeling, family hope sown, positive energy community transmitting, proved persistent action, brave voice, deep wide impact creating. That power not just Lisa protecting, but other kids' faith, hope sowing, world opening, every child safe valued. Parent meetings continued organizing, experience sharing child protection strategies guiding. Other families participating beginning, coordinating supporting each other, strong protection network, creating everyone in justice before no longer silent. Lisa all witnessing, realizing community power, and personal courage always paired, deep lasting, changes creating. One morning, Lisa new bus stepped, black female driver warm smile, each student welcoming. Back glanced, mom waved, eyes faith safety sparkling. Nina porch standing, deep breath, child warmth, and Malcolm eyes faith feeling. Family fought, daughter protected, simultaneously, strong, inclusive, sustainable community foundation, creating. But Nina knew challenges unfinished, prejudices still, skeptics neighborhood around still, community, continuous strengthening needing. Hope sown, but nurturing needed seeds growing spreading, long-term real changes becoming. Night, two-story house quietest. Nina window standing, hand Malcolm shoulder placing, moonlit stretching street looking. Everything seemingly serene, but light shadow always paired. Power and firm standing ability, challenge facing, brave acting. Lisa bed deep sleep, eyes peaceful, dreams full fun school days. Good friends, world safe valued. Nina deep breath, child warmth feeling. Malcolm eyes faith sensing. Johnson's change seed sown, unfinished journey knowing. Doors not closed, ahead, light spreading, hope sowing, other kids protecting countless opportunities. Moonlight window through, roof and lawn silvering, reminding darkness once present. But courage, heart, love, justice, light always existing. Hope seeds sown, someday grow, spread, world creating every child safe, respected, loved future dreaming. That faith with Nina, Malcolm, Lisa forward steps, ready standing, knowing protection, building, justice spreading journey never ending. Each new day hope sowing, change creating, future generations light cultivating opportunity. Sunlit morning through large trees on suburban street, brilliant light each roof, green lawn seeming covering. Neighborhood Johnsons living now wholly different from first arrival days. No longer uneasy or suspicious feeling, instead lively air. Everyone beginning unity and mutual protection value, recognizing. Lisa yard ran, black curly hair wind flying, laughter space echoing, eyes bright confidence and joy. Each run step, each laugh growth proof, speaking up and fear facing power. Nina heart emotion surging. New daughter learned firm standing, not just self but other kids too. Nina porch standing, hand daughter's shoulder placing, distant street looking. Past months, Lisa, growth journey witnessing, from early hesitant fear to now. Story own, confident recounting, injustice recognizing brave facing. Each Lisa smile proof persistence and love spreading power, not just one child but whole community. Malcolm adjacent standing, hand wife shoulder placing, daughter's feet steps following eyes, realized family community, powerful message sowing, every small brave action long-term impact creating. That power not just Lisa protecting, but domino effect creating, other families awareness and courage awakening. Following weeks, community day by day, united. Parents experience sharing meetings, organizing, child protection from racism and latent violence way learning. School cultural sensitivity trainings, implementing, bus cameras installing, anonymous reporting system opening, kids safe, truth speaking. Small but persistent steps wide protection network, creating everyone in justice before no longer silent. Lisa, day passing, maturing more. Friends new games school activities, joy confident sharing. No longer obsession or hesitation, story own turning into strong courage and justice message. Friends, teachers, empathetic eyes proof, right standing never meaningless. One afternoon, Johnson's school organized small festival participating. Kids ran, laughter parkful echoing, vivid picture every child voice and valued. Nina daughter observing, realizing Lisa protection not just one child changing, but all other kids hope sowing, courage learning, not alone knowing. Malcolm quiet watching, family from spreading power realizing. Proved persistent action, brave voice deep wide impact creating. That power not just daughter protecting but other kids faith hope sowing, world opening every child, safe respected. Following days, Nina Malcolm parent meetings continuing, experience sharing, child protection strategies guiding. Other families, participating, coordinating, supporting, firm network, creating, everyone listening, empathizing, child safety acting. Lisa witnessing, realizing community power, and personal courage paired, deep sustainable changes creating. One morning, Lisa new bus stepped, black female driver warm smile, each student welcoming. Back glanced, mom waved, eyes bright faith and safety. Nina porch standing, deep breath, child warmth and Malcolm eyes faith feeling. Family daughter protected, simultaneously long-term inclusion and safety foundation community sowing. But Nina knew challenges not ended. Prejudices still existing, skeptical eyes, neighborhood lingering, community, continuous strengthening needing. Hope sown, but nurturing needed seeds growing, spreading, real long-term changes becoming. Night, two-story house quiet. Nina window standing, hand Malcolm's shoulder placing, moonlit stretching street looking. Gentle light roof and lawn shining, reminding, though darkness once existing, courage, heart, love, justice, light always existing. Hope seeds sown, someday grow, spread, world creating, every child safe, respected, loved, future dreaming. Lisa bed deep sleep, eyes peaceful, dreams full fun school days, good friends, loved world. Nina deep breath, child warmth feeling, Malcolm eyes faith sensing, Johnson's change seed sown, unfinished journey knowing, doors not closed, ahead light spreading, hope sowing, other kids protecting countless opportunities. That faith with Nina, Malcolm, Lisa forward steps ready standing, knowing protection, building, justice spreading journey, never ending, each new day, hope sowing, change creating, future generations, light cultivating opportunity. Morning sunlight window through, two-story Johnson house roof warming, hope and warmth bringing. Lisa yard around ran, laughter space echoing, radiant smile now full confidence and courage. Family darkness stepped through, fear and injustice faced, now truth power, persistence heart, love seeing. Nina porch side standing, daughter hugging hand. Lisa each footstep peaceful life rhythm feeling. Malcolm adjacent standing, future full faith eyes. So change seeds, not just daughter, but whole community, safer environment. Creating, every child valued heard. But story not ended. Courage and justice light sown, but truly inclusive community building journey continuing. Ahead challenges still, but Johnson's now ready, faith, every persistent action change creating. Lisa room peaceful sleep, while parents street looking, eyes hopeful. New, whatever remaining darkness, hope and justice seeds continuing spreading. If Johnson family story touches your heart, leave comment sharing thoughts, emotions, hit subscribe button, follow journey next part, where light, hope, courage continue leading, not just Lisa, but all community children.